Welcome to New Realities. I'm Alan Steinfeld. I'm here with some good friends, high energy people. We might be joined by some others. I'm here, Hope Fitzgerald of the Infinity Wave and Igor Galibov, both guests on my show. Igor is, I guess you're an ET connector or you're an ambassador to the other realms. Well, so is Hope, and maybe I am too. We might be joined by Val Marie. And this is the beginning, since I think we're sort of the first show here in the US to do today's Lionsgate activation. My name is Alan Steinfeld for New Realities, and this is an important time. I feel like there is a window. Actually, starting yesterday, my whole world just started to accelerate. Did you find that yesterday, Hope, that happened to you?
Definitely,
You
definitely. Yeah,
it just like, I landed back in New York and boom, it was like full speed. So that felt like definitely acceleration and opening, a energetic upgrade. So we are in it now. Igor, anything you want to comment about what you've noticed the last day and starting today?
What I noticed is a lot of presetting future. So it was like opening up the gates as where we're going. It was more an empty space from what I felt. Even through the whole night, I was spending in different dimensions last night. And before I went to bed, it felt very opening. And all that stuff that we've been talking about, what's going on, release this, let go of this, it was more of like we were holding on the karma of our creators that came from the Orion's belt. So during
Mm.
our creation time, they did not elevate as high as they are now. So we are basically carrying over the karma of the solar system, which we are releasing now this year of 2020. And it seemed like, okay, it's time to create and take over this world as humanity. So we got to start taking responsibility for our actions and our reactions. And it was like, okay, start moving forward, start acting because you came here to create. So instead of laying back and just waiting for somebody or something to come and rescue us, we are the rescuers. So each of us, each individual,
How
you're
do we actually create? How do we do what you're saying? What's the technique, method?
taking the action that we came to take here, physical action. We do a lot of work in our energy fields, but now we also have to put that into play, into the 3D reality. It's like basically bringing that 5D perception or visualizations, magnetization, and bringing it into the 3D reality, start taking the action that is needed to create a new kind of society, a new way of understanding the world. So we a lot of times look at things, okay, we need to destroy the old system. We cannot destroy nothing because if we destroy something, then we're creating the new system through destruction. So it's going to be the same pattern repeating itself. We
yes,
always create a new system that will replace the old system naturally, and people will see the benefit from it and they will naturally shift out of it. The old way of paradigm of destroying things does not work anymore because we are creating again the energy from destruction. So it will end with destruction. So the cycle of energy needs to change. As I was
Mm.
seeing that, and it was very powerful, very opening, and it was like, okay, I see. This is what I'm going to be doing. This is the action I need to start taking the physical reality instead of just sitting there and just meditating all the time, but also start taking the action towards that meditative state that you have seen. So create your life as a meditative state.
Mm. Right. What do you get, Hope, about that? What's your
oh, I love what you're saying, Igor. I couldn't agree more. And one of, Alan, you asked about how do we create? Well, one thing we can do is to start living as if we are already in the next phase. And one of, I think, the most really, this time is pushing us to make so many choices because there's so many conflicting pieces of information that all the time, and it's getting to be fine hairs, where, well, if you believe this and you can't believe that, well, but I do believe that, but then you have to split it again. I mean, it's kind of crazy making. And to me, that is pushing us to do something completely different, which is to disengage, is to remain, find a neutral space, which means we get out of judgment, we get out of the drama, we unhook from whatever this consensus weird reality is. What happens then is when we're able to live in this state of neutrality of, and hopefully love and compassion, then we start shifting into a new way of relating to reality, and our reality starts to shift. Does that make sense?
Very much so.
So listen, like one of the things we can do on a daily basis is to stop the I believe this, therefore that can't be true. Like just unhook from all of it and try to remain sovereign in a sort of protected state. Observe everything. Don't try to shut it out. Don't try to destroy it. Exactly, Igor, because you can't destroy energy. Energy is energy. It can transform. So first we start by transforming ourselves, and that's by finding the state of balance and equanimity within the chaos.
I think we have been forced into this time of new realities. I'll have to say it that way, because there's shift of our perceptions of everything we thought was real and true. And, just the distractions of society have sort of been wiped away. People stop going to restaurants, they stop movies, they're back in themselves now in a way that I don't think has existed in the last 100 years. So, we are forced into looking at the world differently, and it's been building over the last 4 or 5 months. It's hard to believe it's still going on. It's hard to believe it's still going on because we're still attached to the old. If
Yes.
we weren't, I'm talking about myself, if we weren't attached to the old, it would be like, wow, this is very interesting. There is no going back. There is only the future. There's only now as we move, and we move into the unknown. This is what I feel this gateway is, a new step. Like, okay, we're almost adjusted to the new energies. Now, how do we, like Igor said, and you hope, we empower ourselves with the new energies to create something different? And who said living as if it is? This is the key. Hey, Val, welcome. This is my friend Val Marie. I can't hear you. Your sound is coming on. Almost there. Do you know Val, right, Igor? And Hope, have you met? No, Hope hasn't met Val yet. So I think you're on with us. Val? No, not yet. But anyway, so I'll just finish that point, is that we are all here today to start to emerge into something new. I think we could set the groundwork as this, whatever this energetic gateway is, to maybe even help people watching bring in the new energies and embody them. I think, everyone here is an activator. That's what I know. And we're moving into a new time where we need new energy. It's just that's simple in a way. It's that it comes down to everyone willing to let go of the old and bring in something unknown. It really is the unknown. And I think people have always been afraid of the unknown, and now we have a chance to embrace it. So let's see, Val, how are you? Oh, she's almost there with us. You don't hear us? Let me see if I can activate you. No, it seems like everything is on. Your sound is on. Let me just see. I think you're it looks like you just don't have any sound coming through. You have headphones. Why don't you put maybe some headphones would help. All right. But anyway, Hope, do you want to just talk a little bit about your infinity wave and how that came to you, and how you were able to connect it to this time? You
Sure,
know, what
sure.
would you, okay, yes.
Yeah, so I had a series of visions back in 2010, which came as quite a surprise to me. And the the first vision was a giant, 100 feet tall wave of water, and there was a byline attached to that that said this wall of water, this giant wave, represented a push of evolution, which was going to be coming. And if we chose to resist it, things would go much harder for us, as opposed to learning to swim with it or surf it even, and flow with it. And the second vision was the side view of that wave. And it talked about going to the earth, like the wave digs into the earth to get its power to crest. Then all of us should go to the wisdom of the earth for our information and leave everything else we know, our book learning, on the shore. And then the third vision was that wave, that cresting wave, sort of turning into this standing figure 8 made of flowing water. And there was no byline with that. And it kind of hung out in front of my my head for 3 days. And I'm a dowser, so I had already been dowsing for 20 years or so. And so I started to try to figure out what this thing was, because it was getting a little annoying, you know, always hanging out there. And to wrap it up in a nutshell, I was told that it had a name called the Infinity Wave. It is basically a gift from a loving universe to help us be in flow through these changes. The figure 8 made of flowing water, which Alan's going to share here, is a it's this 10th dimensional energetic full of love and compassion that's embedded in the water. You can see half of it there. And it's this is the closest representation to what it is that we can comprehend. So it is a moving, living energetic. And what it does is as soon as one uses it, it instantly shifts the field to a higher vibration. And the whole idea is to help us get unstuck from 3D and to do this change that Alan is talking about. It is very hard for, there it is. It's very hard for people, as Alan, you just said so well, it's very hard for people to dare to disengage from what they know. Moving into the unknown, untethering from that is incredibly scary. And this energetic, this incredible gift helps to ease that transition. And it can happen in big ways and small ways, but it is, it has 1,000, 1,000,000 uses that I don't even know yet. Eventually I downloaded all these practices. I ran all these workshops, and I was still very curious about it. Like, is this really a thing? But people's lives changed so dramatically when they started to use it. And not only just in the moment, it sustained the change. So what I've been told through my guides is that this is and I hate to sound so pronouncement-y, you know, kind of, but what the guides have said is this is the new version of a Christed energy, not to be confused with Christianity. It's a high vibration that quickly and easily and really non-verbally can help us to shift to this next level that we're going to.
Great. And we'll go back to Hope, and you'll show us the wave itself. Let me just introduce my partner in this, Val Marie.
Hi.
Hi.
Sorry that I couldn't get on earlier, and the sound wasn't working properly, but now it is. Hello, everyone. Excuse me.
What?
Hey.
This is Hope. Of course, you know Igor. What do you get about today's energy, Val? The energy of the 8-8 here today.
Yeah, so I was already picking it up last night, but the portal's been slowly opening, and now the peak is here on the 8th, and then we feel the tension of the closing of the portal. So I don't know, all of you could probably already feel the energy building up this past week. And now we're at the peak. And the 8-8 really is about connecting to the Sirius Stargate. This phone keeps sliding, sorry guys. And so we're connecting back to home and our roots, and that energetic, it's like an energetic refresh and energetic cleansing. It's a good time for all of us to let go of what's been hindering us and holding us down, and here on earth, because we are working, there's so many of us that are working on this astral plane and cosmically, and we're flying around in our astral bodies doing what we need to do, but coming here on earth we have to ground those energies and plant them. And to me, the Hathors are very connected to the Lion's Gate, and they were very pure beings. So it's just basically they're like a symbol of going back to our pure frequency, of which we're all working on. It's difficult when we're carrying so much junk DNA, conditioning and patterns of which hold us down. But this is what, if it hasn't come up yet in this past week with all the stuff that's going on, some of you might have felt really tired or sick, or some cry spells, or maybe even some like some things coming up from the past. I mean, all of that should be coming up for some of us that are connected to the Stargate. And that's really it. I mean, this is what I gather almost every year. But this year feels different, because of course it always feels different every year. But this year feels like there's a lot of shifts moving on. It's not just on an etheric level, but it's also on a physical. And it's not just for one nation or one race or one gender. It's for the whole humanity, and we're unifying as one. And there's a big thing coming up now that's for the children, and for basically for the underdog, right? The ones that have been suppressed, the ones that have been abused, it's all coming up right now in a big way. And then again, to me, it connects back to the Hathors, because they are the divine feminine energy. And when I went to like Sekhmet, and these beings are so pure. When I went to Egypt and I stood in front of they call like the hidden Sekhmet from Domiwal, like I know so many people that have been there. And they're like, oh, it's a secret, nobody's been here. Meanwhile, it's like I know tons of people that have been there. But when I went to her energy was so pure, her frequency was so high, and that vibration was so familiar inside of me that I thanked her. A statue was holding that frequency. Can you imagine the real life being? But I thanked her 1,000 times, and I was toning. She activated this tone frequency that was very high vibrational, and it just reminded me how pure we can be, and how pure being we were made to be. And yet, here we are now doing what we're doing. But that to me is what it's about. I'm sorry?
No, I was just saying we are purifying what's been impure, basically. But you're saying that's what the Lion's Gate is about. Yeah, no.
Yeah, purification process.
feels that way. Igor, do you want to do an activation, and then we'll all take turns doing an activation here, because I know
Sure.
Val, you're activator too. Um, yeah,
So are you, Alan.
thank you. Okay, Igor, let me see, where Igor? Okay, do you want to bring in some energies, Igor?
Sure, let's just take a few deep breaths. I guess it's perfect early in the morning to activate our body a little bit.
Wakes us up.
And those will be watching later, I'm sure they'll enjoy it as well. So just kind of deep into your abdominal and just allow yourself to relax. And you should arch your back a little bit in and out so we can get our spine flow. Um, so breathing in, move your spine a little bit so we can get all those 33 vertebrae activated within ourselves and the 33 gates.
Hmm.
Just gently bring your awareness to your heart. And just like the great sun, allow that beautiful energy to spiral out through your heart, through your chest, and out into your energy fields. As you allow your beautiful heart to bend out, feel that expansion. And gently bring your higher self above you, that energy to spiral at the speed of light. And we're going to go even higher than that, beyond your higher self. Higher. And we're going to call upon your guides, your angels, your support team, the Syrians, the Andromeda, the Varians, the seven masters, and beings, allowing the geometry of light to be activated. As you feel that energy, allow that energy to come down through you. As it comes down through you, all around you, activating your DNA, your mental patterns, your energy bodies, all firing at once. So instead of fixing or clearing or healing, we're going to deconstruct our old energy fields and we're going to create new ones. Start fresh as we step to this gateway of light. We're going to allow the Lyrians to come through as our ancestors, of our creators, of our DNA, stand in front of us, and they place their hand upon our hearts. In front of your heart, see a sun, a cool, shimmering, crystalline sun. And in front of the sun, you see that beautiful crystalline full moon. As the moon starts to merge into the sun, and the sun starts to merge into the moon, and they both merge into your heart. Allowing your beautiful heart and the solar system within your heart to expand out and align with the great galaxy. The great Syrians are standing behind you and activating your heart center, creating a new geometrical grid system within your heart. a heart of prosperity, a heart of creation. And at the same time, you feel all aspects of love, joy, compassion, creativity, excitement, exuberance for life start to come back to you. Feel all those energies recalibrating within your heart, within your mind, within your body. Allow that to expand out through your energy fields. From now on, I choose to be the effect of life instead of being affected. As you proudly stand tall, feeling your energies come through you all the way into the earth, grounding into the earth. Feel your energies going beyond the earth, into the moon beneath the earth. From that divine feminine aspect, allow that energy to spiral back up through every chakra, filling it with a beautiful compassion, gentleness, of light and love as it rises back up through your higher self, through your soul, into our sun. And allow that sun energy to spiral back down of divine strength, of that masculine energy, of that inner knowing, and creating a balance within your heart of the great Mother, Father, God, source, creation, whatever you want to call it. It is within you. You have the right, you have the choice to create your reality as you allow those beautiful colors of the violet and the turquoise energies, magnetization and creation to come together.
Mm.
As you become the master of every thought, of every breath, you're conscious of everything around you. From now on, I choose every thought that I want to experience, every emotion that I want to express, and every action that I will take. And just feel that energy emanating from your heart. Just take a moment, awareness to your heart. Just be there as all the universe start to flow through you. And all the gateways are within you. As the geometry of light starts to take shape and recalibrate your new perception, your new hologram of reality.
Mm. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Just want to let that settle in for a second. The new hologram of reality. Yeah. Mm. Hope, do you want to wave to us through your infinity wave? You want to lead a little something?
Sure. I'd be happy to. I'm just wanting to give this a little breath because
Yeah, it was good. Deep.
well, maybe what we'll do is sort of pick up where Igor left off. And So this will be, I'll start it off and then we'll see if there's a channeling that wants to come in the process of this. Okay. So connecting with the earth, imagine that there is a tube running through your body from your crown to your sacrum. And we're just going to breathe from the heart center down through this tube, which goes deeper and deeper into the earth with every exhalation. So exhaling downwards, down deep into the earth. And as we do so, emptying out all that does not serve. And when we inhale back into the heart center, breathing in life, that which Pachamama, Gaia, our dear Mother Earth, offers to us each and every moment of every day. So exhaling and releasing, deeper and deeper. Inhaling life back into the heart center and throughout the body. Anchoring in and establishing that beautiful relationship once again, allowing it to fuel us. And then switching the focus to the heart center, breathing upwards. So now we're going to exhale up and out through the crown, expanding outwards in all directions. And breathing back down through the crown into the heart, light from all the realms. Very simple, just breathing light back into the heart center and throughout the body. Exhaling up and out like a fountain, expanding in all directions. Inhaling the light back down into the heart center. Pulling in what is gifted to us each and every day. Reminding us that we have light bodies. We are light bodies. Literally lightening our load. And the deep breathing is so important in this. And we're pulling in the vibration of the Creator when we do this, reminding us that we are fractals of the Creator. We are powerful. All right, now breathing from both directions. So inhaling from below and above, meeting in the heart, and expanding and down above and below. And as we do this, breathing in, exhaling out, we fill our tube torus, our energy field, with life and light. This is a beautiful way to strengthen our fields and expand our fields. Very simple. Okay, now that we're set, imagine that in your heart center, there's a little figure 8 made of flowing water, a little infinity wave embedded in your heart center. And just remembering that within this watery flow of this figure 8, there is this 10th dimensional love and compassion, which is beyond what we are used to feeling. It may start to be noticeable on a physical level. There may be a little fluttering or a little softening. You feel a little softening in the heart. As we gift ourselves first with this love and compassion, compassion for our truly challenging walk on this planet, our decision to come here, and to face all that we face. Compassion for the wins and the losses. Just allowing the imagination to let that watery figure 8 flow in the heart center and allow ourselves to receive this level of compassion, which is infinite. And then remembering also that this love that flows within us, this love for us is infinite. And our love for ourselves is what we're working with right now. Our higher selves, our guide teams, and beyond wish that we could receive even more love from ourselves for the way that we show up in the world, for the way that we love, that we choose love first, that we always ring the higher bell. We're just allowing that to soften the heart and let the heart relax and become unguarded, knowing it is safe here in this beautiful 8-8 portal, which is particularly powerful this year. And now as we breathe, let's just continue this. Let's stretch the wave, let it widen, let it start to move across the heart and pull the heart into a more open space. The infinity wave, the watery flow just gently does this. We don't have to effort. This is about receptivity, widening the heart gently and slowly as far as we can go. Even if it's only a few millimeters, just opening and becoming vulnerable again. Feeling that when we bathe ourselves in love and compassion, it's safe to be vulnerable. And feeling the expansion of the heart, feeling the safety, feeling even more love and compassion for us first. And from here, from this widened, open state, you can sense how much easier it is to receive these energies that are pouring in. It's hard to do it when the heart is tiny. Now the heart is wide open. Now you can feel a golden beam of light from the lion's mouth pouring down directly into the heart. It's a wide golden beam encouraging us for what is ahead, encouraging our movement from one state to another, empowering us. This golden light flows into every corner of our physical bodies and expands into our energy fields. It's like a fire hose of golden light straight from the lion's mouth. And it says you are capable of all things. If you do not know you are creator, now you will know. Feel the light streaming from your hands, from your fingertips. Feel the light streaming from the bottoms of your feet. Feel your head a tingle as the light beams pour out of your head, out of your crown. This is no minor energy. And deeply embedded in that heart center where this light beam is pouring in is a floating geometry, a Merkaba. In a sphere. This is being implanted to help maintain this state. It too is golden. You can think of it like a pacemaker, a clock, a ticker that will keep you going and keep you connected to this light beam, which will not fade even after this day passes. And that is all for now. I thank you for listening. I am with you always. And blessings.
Now I feel the dropped in space. Thank you. Val, do you want to activate us from that space? It's really building with Igor and Hope. And
Sure, I'm just going to connect to the source and see what comes through. Deep breath. Exhale. The sacred space, open your field for more blessings.
Thank you. Mm.
Mm.
All right. I'll, I'll just bring in a little light to feeling the resonance of that beautiful ancient chant of the goddess, of the Sekhmet energies, opening our hearts, activating our energy centers. There's a lion's gate through the heart opening, through the expansion of love, held by the divine feminine as she brings us back to ourselves, feeling the wave of that infinity flow as Hope described, that waving through our bodies of the energy fields as they vibrate our light energies around us. We welcome Lion's Gate, the opening of the Syrian portal through time space, the higher beings to come in through this cosmic doorway to help lift us into new time, to help us find this passage through the unknown into a more peaceful, divine planet where we can honor the divine in ourselves each other, the planet itself, and all the star beings that have been supporting our evolution, are rising up from the animal to the human to the divine. This is the doorway that we're moving through. The heart and courage of the lion, through the opening of the divine feminine, to the awakening of new humanity. We are being helped by this time by activating the crown, the corona, the energy, the vibrational field that we are all now part of as the sixth sun emerges on the planet, as a time of the Nagual, as the ancient Toltecs say, the time to live in our energy body, in our feeling body, in our awakened body, to decrease the logic, the reason, the left brain, awaken the right brain so we can become whole brain beings that are the true balance, the divine feminine, the divine masculine. We come into this wholeness now as we go through this portal to see the light descending through our crowns, in activating the penile pituitary system, opening the throat chakra, awakening the heart, giving us power, allowing ourselves joy and pleasure as we know in the grounding of this earth body we are safe, secure, and whole. Just breathe it into us now. Breathe in through our feet. Breathe it up from our feet, out the crown. Feel those two streams merging, one coming in, one coming up, giving us a double toroidal feeling of energetic expansion. The light frequencies are emanating out as we bring it out to the world. Bring our frequencies out. All four of us here. And just all four of us here. Now, let's just give a little toning to our beings together. Okay, should just do a little. And if you want to carry on after the tone, just make those sounds that start to come through. So all of us will start to breathe in and out. The language of light pours through us. We awaken. We go out into this new day as new beings on a new adventure into the unknown. And we greet it with joy and love, compassion. and awakening the true self. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Thank you all for sharing this. This was beautiful and magnificent. There's all the power of the light.
Thank you.
Thank you, Igor. Thank you, Val, and thank you, Alan. I was pretty tired when I got up to do this, but I feel much better now.
Yeah, that wave really draw into something, Hope. It's like just the waving. Well, tell people how to find your wave, your infinity wave, Hope, because that's meditation that will.
Yeah, I mean, the great thing about it is it's free, and you just go to my website. It's we-infinity.com. we-infinity.com. And you can read all about it and just start practicing and playing with it. See how life starts to shift.
Drop into that play. It drops you in.
It does. It does drop you in very quickly. Yeah.
And Igor, I know you have some great things too, right?
Yes, I also post free workshops every Thursday, or at least 2 times, 3 times a month. I have free workshops on different types of workshop, whatever comes through. Go on the website and register there. Galibov.com. And
Igor Galibov. I cut out for a second. IgorGalibov.com,
yeah,
right?
I think we'll put it in the text in the comment. And I also have different events and different workshops. And if you are in the area, maybe different workshops like sound gatherings as well. I understand all kinds of stuff is happening, different vibrations. I mentioned nothing is really happening, so it depends what reality you experience.
Yeah, thank you. I want the commercial stuff to take away from the feeling, though, also. It's hard to balance those two worlds, but thank you for your hearing here. Val, I know you're always doing something. If it's outer, it's inner.
Yeah, so I'm doing private sessions, and I also am doing Merfor program, and I also have the Magdalene Tribe. And those things can be found on valsecrets.com as well as the magdalenetribe.com.
And we're going to be doing more UFO.
Definitely. Yeah, there's something going on upstate.
Yes, in Pine Bush, there's a UFO day. Val and I will be speaking in Pine Bush, September 5th, that is. So thank you. We also do commentary, me and Val, on the somewhere out there energies that are coming into. And for me, this is a beginning. I'm glad we all opened this portal today. We're probably the first here on the East Coast to do it, to acknowledge this time. I mean, people like to do it at night because they think the stars are more present, but you know, the stars are there all the time.
Yeah, so we've transcended time, and of course we did it on the 8th. We're tuning into that matrix, the 8 o'clock matrix, right?
Yes, the 8 o'clock matrix, and all day actually on New Realities, I'm going to be having those. There's a guy named Asil who's channeling from Mount Shasta. There's a session on Mount Shasta. He's going to be channeling some Lionsgate. I think that's around 1 p.m. And then I'm co-hosting the Saturday Night Alive for the Global Tribe with a bunch of people at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, and that's going to be a great celebration. William Hay, Trisha McCannon, lots of interesting people there tonight. That will kind of, like we've opened it this morning, that's going to close it tonight. Well, it doesn't really close. It's like, I
A
think,
closing ceremony. Yeah.
yeah, but it's still this energy is going to be building for us. Don't you think so? Igor, do you feel it building too?
Yes, very much so. I think it's not just building, it's came here to stay. From what I was seeing on the grid levels of the Earth itself, this was, as I mentioned in the beginning, this was the release of karma that came from the Orion's belt when they were creating humans. They were placing whatever vibration they were in, kind of carried over to us. So we're kind of just finishing up this galactical karmic grid system, which is being reconstructed, where we are understanding that we are in charge of our reality here on Earth, with her, living with her, along with her. And this is where we're stepping into understanding that divine feminine and masculine in one unity, not in separate, both as giving and receiving at the same time.
Yeah.
Can I follow up on that? Just
Yeah.
well, in 2014, just to really continue what Igor was saying, in 2014, I channeled a being named Zakaya, who described itself as the maker of Om, the sitting at the right hand of Creator. Zakaya sounds the creative impulse, turns it into sound. And I was instructed to create a chant called Amma. And I was instructed to release it on 8/8/2014, which I did. And then I was instructed to take that chant to Lake Titicaca in Peru and to chant it into the waters there, which I did the next month. It is available on my website for free. It's, you just go to it and it's under content called the Amma chant. But what was explained to me is that it is adding in the feminine energies to chi or kundalini. I hadn't really thought about it, or I never went there thinking. I thought, chi and kundalini, whatever, these are the life force energies. When we add in Amma, it becomes a balanced masculine and feminine energetic. So you might want to play with that. That was gifted in 2014, and I think is very relevant to now and what Igor was saying. So just have a look and see what you think. There's a whole recorded, produced chant there for you to play with as well.
Thank you. That's great. That's great. I just have to ask you, I feel the divine mother coming through you, the divine feminine. You have a message also?
Yeah. Yeah. And you mentioned Sekhmet, and I saw her face while chanting. Yeah, for
Is
sure.
there a message? Do you want to deliver a message?
Well, I first want to hear from what you guys felt in that sense, because then I can, it's a confirmation for me. But I have a message, but it would be nice to hear if you guys can just encapsulate what you felt in that message.
Well, Igor, what do you?
I actually felt very gentle energy coming in the heart energy, not in the center of it, not in the physical, in the energetics of it, and just reconstructing that heart grids in front of the heart itself. So it was gently just kind of realigning the heart energy. That's what it felt to me. It was very kind of peaceful and very peaceful.
Yeah.
Hope.
Yeah, I would concur with that. Sekhmet is really an extraordinary energy, and she's both incredibly powerful and righteous. At the same time, there's tremendous compassion and gentleness available from her. She's really complex, and I loved hearing the chanting. It was I thought it was such a fitting finale, really. Brought it all together.
Yeah. And I feel the opening actually as you kind of emanate that, Val and everyone here kind of expansion from the
Mm.
center out. And that's why I felt like you definitely had something to share with us. So please just let's, just whatever is coming through you.
Yeah. So, yes, that was definitely the essence of the chant. What I was receiving was through every tone, there was some sort of touch on DNA um, activation as well as purification. And so the tones were going in and up and down. I can't really tell how I'm chanting, or I can't really hear myself when I do that. So I just, everything just coming out, but the each tone is some sort of activating DNA, was playing with the DNA of humankind. So like touching chords, if you will. And the sounds of the universe, it was feeling like a harp almost, but not really. But it's like I was visualizing these like pulling of chords, but not pulling them, but just plucking on them. And it was almost like a recalibration of these chords that reside within us. So that's what I was receiving. And she made it very clear to me when she showed me her face that it was coming from her, but in connection to Sirius, so that we can recalibrate ourselves to that vibration and frequency. Yeah.
But is there a message you have, like
The
just a phrase?
The message I received was become one with self. And that, to me, what I received is that we have the mind and we have this experience, this outward experience, but we need to go back into the soul self where we can channel that, that pure essence. And that's what my take was on it. But maybe you guys have another take. I mean, become one with self.
I think that's the lion's gate that opens inward, not just outward, that we're going in a deeper into the embodiment of spirit here in form. Like, we're all from different places, yet like just the four of us and everyone I'm listening, we all are speaking the same language. We're all understanding this new way, and it's about the grounding into our divinity. Like we are now realizing in Western culture, at least, that we are the embodiments of this great intelligent being, and so this is a reality within the social consciousness that we're all building here. So that's part of it. And I think the feminine is the reminder of the divine, because the masculine it's kind of messed up for a while, but we're coming back into balance here. We need both.
We need both, and it's a rebalancing of those energies. Like you were talking about the brain hemispheres, and even in the brain hemispheres, we actually have the divine feminine, divine masculine brain hemisphere. So it is that balance of, but the feminine's coming in very strongly now because the masculine has been, overbearing and so yeah. But now we also need to incorporate the divine child. We've ignored the divine child within us, which also activates the inner child within ourselves, not just the child that we have. The child that we have could also be the creation that we have. But it's like it's that holy trinity, not going to, towards any religion, just in that Holy Trinity is sacred, not just in Sirius, but in other star planets as well.
Mm. I think that's a good way. We could, I know Hope has to go
Yeah,
but,
I have to go as well, but
oh, but thank you all. Yeah, I think that's a good one, that divine masculine, feminine coming together to create the new being, the
yes,
child. That's our next phase in a way. We are the embryonic gods.
that's right. And we ourselves are creating that divine child within ourselves.
Right. Yes. Beautiful. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you, Alan.
Happy Lionsgate.
Yeah.
Happy
Okay.
Lionsgate.
Al, I'll talk to you.
Later, everybody.
I'll be in touch.
Bye-bye.
Hope I'll see you.
Lots of
Thank
blessings.
you
Lots of
all for watching online on the New Realities channel. Stay tuned here throughout the day for other Lion Gate activations. Okay. I'm Steinfeld, Val, Marie, Igor, Galibov, and Hope Fitzgerald. Thanks for opening. Hey, everybody. See you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks.